of your life. The only time that I felt
As I've always said many times, this is like Bluebird Cafe as far as I'm concerned. This is the Hoot Cafe. You're giving me a chance to try out new songs, really connect with the people who I care about and the people who want to listen to good music and get engaged. K-Dog, I can't thank you enough for being a poet, being a part of our band, and every bit of it. So,
well, and the musicians, you guys work so hard, and it's just so great. It's like if a tree falls in the forest to everybody. If you're practicing Home Alone, are you really a musician? No, yes, and no, right? It's symbiotic. We need these people who are here. So thanks for doing your good work, Memphis, and thanks to everybody else. That's great.
Well, thanks, folks. Thank you all for jumping on here and connecting here with Keith's Hoot Nanny. We're going to take it in new directions as we keep getting a little bigger, a little stronger. But Lord knows I appreciate every time I look out there and I see some smiling faces. Always love seeing Barb dance. And the one thing I've really learned about watching the Hoot Nanny was when you see people and they've got their cameras on and they're at home, I'm figuring out who can do my taxes. Occasionally I see people who are really good at making paella. It's just part of the fun. Though I'd love to rather be in front of everybody on a stage, but here we are.
We are indeed. So what do you got going on for us today? Oh, Memphis.
Yeah.
Beatles or Stones? You got to commit. Not like Mike. Don't be like Mike.
Well, I think there was one time in my life I said I'd rather hear the Stones playing the Beatles. But I got to admit, I'm a pretty big Beatles fan. You read and you type out some of the bios that I have every now and then. There's a real good friend of mine out there, Kevin Ripa. He's the guy who took me out on the Rush tour. He got me opportunities meeting musicians, superstars in the world. And we'd go down, we'd have dinner in LA, and we'd always eat at this fancy restaurant where there's always a celebrity. Well, one time I was back home here, and he sent me a message, and he said, I'm sitting across from this real high-priced, high-powered woman. She's business magnate, and he threw her name out, and he said, and her husband. Well, I had no idea who this one was. I just did not ring a bell, didn't mean anything. So I took a little extra time, as he knew I was going to do, and typed her name in. Just so happened, the husband was Paul McCartney. So he played me well. He played me so well, like this guitar here, like this Larrabee. And yeah, I gotta go. I gotta stick with the superheroes of everybody's life, the Beatles. But I love a good rock show. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, well, thanks for committing to that. We appreciate it.
Now, again, you're a poet, Mr. Brent Kotchek, who played last. Now him and I trade songs back and forth. And I asked him, I said, listen, you gave your shot at that beautiful song you wrote called Unholy Mix. I said, I want to take a run at it this week, and I want the people who have heard it the week before to give us a little taste of it. So this is out to Mr. Brent Kotchek, all the people out there listening. You heard him last week. I want to give you a little something about how I turn this around. So here we go. Simile or metaphor, not sure how I passed this course. A mystery of chemistry, not sure why you stayed with me. Window aisle on a flight always ends in a fight. When it comes to whiskey and your lips, you and I are a unholy mix. I'm TNT, you're dynamite. We never get any sleep at night. We contradict, we get it wrong. Not sure how I stayed so long. Bottle of red or white, Lord, it always ends in a fight. But when it comes to whiskey and your lips, you and I are a unholy mix. A little bit of heaven and a whole lot of hell. Some things don't go together so well. But I never want to fix our unholy mix. Battle scars and rental cars, we cause a scene at the hotel bar. One more shot, make it jack. Not sure why I keep coming back. You're New York, I'm LA. Need a separate holiday. But when it comes to whiskey and your lips, you and I are unholy mix. A little bit of heaven and a whole lot of hell. Some things don't go together so well. But I never, oh I never, oh I never, oh I never wanna fix. Girl, I never wanna fix this unholy man. That's Mr. Brent Kotchuk who wrote that there.
Thanks a bunch, Brent. Memphis, I just said, like, is this going to be a little competition? Is this going to break our band up? We're gonna be fighting over who gets to take lead on this tune?
That guy's guitar player as the day is long. I'm grateful. I ask him all the time, what are you doing playing with me? And he one time said the nicest thing I ever heard. Not one of the nicest things I ever heard. He said, Memphis, I'd listen to you read the phone book. And I thought that's delightful.
Right on. Hey, you got another original for us. What's next?
Yeah, so this is one I wrote a whole bunch of years ago. And now I'm not going to lie to you. My mom might be listening out there, and she's going to shake her head, and she's going to wonder where this tune came from. But I've been to Vegas a few times, and this one's got a little blues to it. Got a little bit of grit. So, folks, you're all going to like it there. One of the best things I'm seeing out there tonight is that little darling who's dancing back and forth on the screen. Isn't she delightful? That is absolutely fantastic. So,
that's Anna. Hi,
big
Anna.
shout out to Anna there.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you for the dance. Well, I'm alone in paradise, and I'm rolling snake eyes, and I'm looking for a ride, the kind of ride only Sin City can hide. I'm throwing doubles back, and I'm hitting low on blackjack. And she only takes cash, but my Sin City girl can make the night last. She's my Sin City girl. She's my Sin City girl. And I love to watch that pretty little hair twirl of my Sin City girl. She walks away. Oh, she's not paid. She ain't paid to stay. She can give me a ride only Sin City can hide. She's my Sin City girl. She's my Sin City girl. She's my Sin City girl. And I love to watch that pretty little hair twirl Lord, I love to watch that pretty little hair twirl. Lord, I love to watch that pretty little hair twirl. Oh, my sin city girl.
It's one thing playing them, Memphis. It's quite another writing them and playing them, and that is fantastic.
Lock your daughters up, folks. Make sure you keep them someplace safe. Don't you just keep them locked up there. Okay, now Keith, there's been many times you said, "Listen, Ross, you got to put something together that you played that number one, that Haggard hit that we play every time." And I pushed it off, and I'm bringing it in.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Here's the thing, folks. When you get a chance to listen to put something into the chat there, I'm going to give you a little bit of a medley of 3 different tunes. And what I want you to do is I want you to figure out what the connection is with all of these. So I'm going to try and tie this one together here in a real fun way. When you all figured it out, you fire that in there. Lord knows I appreciate every smile and every thought that you give me. So I'm going to give you something here too, folks. What I got there is, as you, I guess so kindly were even considering about the whole Beatles, that there's a Rickenbacker 350. And I'm going to give this some soul here tonight, so. Which just happened to be very similar to John Lennon's guitar. Well, I stumbled through the darkness, lost and alone. Though I said I'd go before us, show us the way back home. There's a light up ahead, I can't hold on anymore. Forgive me, pretty baby, but I always take the long way home. Money's just something you throw off the back of a train. Got a head full of lightning and a handful of rain. And I know that I said I'd never do it again. And I love you, pretty baby, but I always take the long way home. Get those feet clapping, folks. Get those hands moving. First thing I remember knowing is a lonesome whistle blowing and a young's dream of growing up to ride on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where I'm bound. No one could change my mind, but Mama tried. One and only rebel child from a family meek and mild, my mama always knew what lay in store. Despite all my Sunday learning, towards bad I kept on turning till Mama, she couldn't hold me well anymore. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but Mama tried. Mama tried and Mama tried to raise me better. Better plead night and night, and that leaves only me to blame, 'cause Mama tried. Well, I hear the train a-comin', rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. And I hear that lonesome whistle, I hang my head and go. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. Well, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. And I hear that lonesome whistle, I hang my head and cry.
Outstanding.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, that is good advice from your mom. You're absolutely right. Folks, did you put it all together? What all the connection of those three songs might have been? You work your way through it, you're going to figure it all out.
I'm thinking you love your mama.
I do love my mom. But those are all train songs, folks. Those are all train songs.
Oh, that's true.
So thank you. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for staying connected here to Keith's Hoot Nanny and K-Dog. Thank you as always. Thanks for letting me play.
Memphis, you are a treat for all of us. So thanks go to you. And that was great. That was really, really great. Thanks.
Thank you. Big shout out to everybody.
Sunday of your life, the only time that I felt right.